Hello everyone, how's it going? As we get older, we expect to have some hair loss or some hair thinning. Some things we can't change, like our age or genetics. But sometimes hair loss is something that's preventable, or it's something that we can kind of slow down. So today we're going to talk about some tips that might be helpful. Also, toward the end of the video, I'm going to share a photo with you, a little blast from the past. If that sounds interesting to you, keep watching. So typically we lose from 50 to 100 hairs per day, but if we start to notice that we're losing significantly more, we can actually talk to our doctor. He can help us to determine if it's extreme stress or hormonal changes, or even maybe something more serious like an autoimmune disease. Once he's determined if we do have a medical condition that needs treatment, or he's been able to rule out these things, something that might be serious, we may still be experiencing some hair loss. So today we're going to talk about some tips that might be helpful. And one thing we can do is make an appointment with a dermatologist. They are actually trained to diagnose conditions of the hair, skin, and nails. The American Academy of Dermatology actually had some really helpful tips. They were talking about when you wash your hair to use a gentle shampoo and to make sure you condition every time. They mentioned maybe even leaving in, some of that leave-in conditioner to help protect your hair. Of course, if you can towel dry, that's definitely a lot easier on your hair than blow drying. If you're experiencing a lot of hair loss, you might want to forego hot oil treatments because those can be very damaging. You may even have to stop at-home coloring and perming. I know I like to color my hair at home. Toward the end of the pandemic, I actually transitioned my hair from brown to blonde, and I actually damaged it quite a bit with the bleaching, so it's trying to recover from that. But just scheduling an appointment with a professional from time to time would be a good idea, to have them kind of examine the scalp and see what products they would recommend that might be best for you and for your hair. Of course, if we limit the use of a curling iron and a flat iron, that would definitely help limit some of that damage to our hair, and try to just do that maybe on special occasions if we can. If we're going to blow dry our hair, we can try to use the lowest setting so as to prevent more damage. Also, they recommend not to wear hairstyles where your hair is pulled back really tightly. I know I tend to have my hair almost always in a ponytail or bun, but there are some hair accessories you can use that are less damaging. They don't pull as tight, and when you remove them from your hair, they don't pull and damage more hair. Some people have a habit of like twirling or pulling on their hair. They say it's a good idea to stop that habit if you can, because that could also kind of damage and pull on the hair. Now, when your hair is wet, it's very vulnerable, so they recommend that you use like a wide tooth comb to comb through or brush through it. I recently purchased one of these wet brushes, and I was amazed how nice and gentle the bristles were. They're actually designed to gently loosen knots without pulling or snagging. Now, of course, if you have long hair, you want to try to start brushing at the bottom and work your way up gently. Of course, they say if you're a smoker, this is another good reason to stop smoking, because smoking actually reduces healthy blood flow, and it causes inflammation. So that could also cause some issues with hair loss. Another thing that people have had success with, you've probably heard of Rogaine. It's been around for many, many years. It's actually a topical solution that can help boost hair follicle activity and hair protein production. So many people have been able to use that product to really help boost their confidence and to increase their hair growth. Now, before we get into some of the natural things we can do to try to promote good health for our hair, I'd like to remind you to please like and subscribe if you're enjoying today's information. Also, I'd like to remind you to open up the description box below. There are some links there where you can find more information. So as far as things that we can do that are natural, is we can try our best to eat a healthy diet, especially making sure that we get plenty of iron and protein. Now, if we're thinking about taking supplements, it might be a good idea to get some labs done first, just to find out if we are deficient in certain areas, and then maybe ask our doctor to maybe recommend a supplement, a good supplement to take. Now, if you're going to supplement with vitamins, there is a bit of a caution when it comes to certain vitamins, because if you take too much of certain ones, it can actually cause you to lose more hair, such as vitamin A. They say that's better to get from actually your foods rather than taking a supplement of that. Now, Some people have actually had success with coconut oil or olive oil. I know my mom used to use olive oil quite a bit to keep her hair healthy. I've also heard a lot lately about essential oils, like tea tree, peppermint, rosemary, some others. Some of those oils have really helped people with their hair and scalp health. You do have to be cautious though, because some people tend to have allergies to certain ones of these. You don't want to actually put it alone on the scalp. You want to always mix it with shampoo or a carrier oil, and then you can kind of massage it in to the hair and scalp a little bit. And that's something researchers are finding, that sometimes just massaging the scalp can help increase the blood flow, which can help with your hair growth. Some people find that they're going to massage the scalp and they tend to use their fingernails, but they say it's better to use your fingertips. Actually, not the fingernails when you're massaging the scalp. Some people may be deficient in biotin or vitamin D, so they could take a supplement for that. That may help with their hair health and regrowth. Some people do like to take fish oil if they don't feel like they're getting enough of those omega fatty acids in their diet. Taking an omega supplement can actually be very helpful because it's filled with nutrients and protein, and it can help not only with hair health but actually overall health. Just keep in mind that this isn't an all-inclusive list that I've mentioned about some suggestions or tips. If you check out the links below, you actually can find some more helpful tips in there, especially if you're experiencing quite a bit of hair loss. Well, how about that blast from the past? I'm going to go ahead and put that photo up. So this is a photo of me 30 years ago, before I had children, before I started coloring my hair, before hypothyroidism and this hair thinning situation. So we just try to do the best we can with our hair health. But you want to keep in mind to always talk to your doctor if you're experiencing excessive hair loss and you're concerned, especially if you're experiencing a combination of symptoms combined with hair loss, such as fatigue, anxiety, itching, or changes in mood. It may be that you're having a side effect to a medication, or there's some kind of adjustment that could be made that might help prevent or be able to minimize the hair loss that you're experiencing. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's information, and I hope to see you in the next video where we'll discuss another way we can improve our health.